Welcome to qnawire.
At a point 30 feet from the base of a tree, an angle is formed with the ground looking up, measures 75. I like to get diagrams to think of these things, so I know that I'm 30 feet from the tree. I know that this angle is 75 degrees, and I'm trying to find the height of the foot. Because I have the opposite side of this angle and the adjacent side, I know I'm going to be setting this up with a tangent. The tangent of the angle always equals the opposite divided by the adjacent. Going through and getting x by itself, if I multiply 30 by both sides, I see that x is equal to 30 times the tangent of 45. And when we plug that in, we get 111 approximately. Because we're rounding to the nearest foot, I would say the height of the tree is equal to 112 feet. From the top of a lighthouse, 160 feet high, so I have my lighthouse. It's 160 feet. The angle of depression is always from horizontal, so I can think of it as right up here, because this would be horizontal from the lighthouse, and we're going down 46 degrees. To the nearest foot, find the length of or distance of the boat. If the angle of the depression is 46 degrees, they have to add up to 90, so this would be 44 degrees. And again, I have the opposite and I have the adjacent side, so I'm going to be using tangent as well. So I'm going to set this up as the tangent of that angle, 44 degrees, is equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent side. Again, multiplying each side by 160 and plugging 160 times the tangent of 44, we get 154.51. And again, we're finding the distance in feet, so I would say this is about 155 feet away from the lighthouse. Let's see, you are 1 block away from a skyscraper that is 780 feet tall. So this is 780. Your friend is between you and the skyscraper, so we got our friend, we got us. The angle of elevation from your position is 42 degrees. So this is 42 degrees. The angle of elevation of your friend is 71 degrees. To the nearest foot, how far are you from your friend? Well, I'm going to call the friend's distance from the skyscraper x, and I'm going to call our distance from the skyscraper y. I know that if I subtract x from y, I'm going to end up getting the distance I am from the friend. So first thing I'm going to do is figure out what x is. Again, I have an opposite side and I have an adjacent side in this triangle. So I'm going to use the tangent of 71 equals the opposite divided by the adjacent. I'm going to multiply each side by x and divide by the tangent. And when I plug that in, I get that x is about 268.57. Now I'm going to be looking at the big triangle to figure out what y is. So the tangent of 42 degrees equals the opposite divided by the adjacent. Same thing, I'm going to multiply each side by y and then divide by the tangent of 42. And 780 divided by the tangent of 42 is 866.27. The question was the distance from the friend, so if I take y and subtract x, I get about 597.7. So I would say I'm about 598 feet away from the friend.